All right, welcome everyone back to the TD Sports Press podcast. We are back live on March 11th, Wednesday night. We are here when a majority of the games are over here. We're going to get into a lot of different topics today. The main topic today is the bubble is a mess. I've never seen a bubble. I'm trying to think. I'm 22 years old as of the time of this recording, and I don't remember, at least cognitively, of a bubble that like teams don't want to play in March. In terms of teams can't beat the bottom feeders of the conference, we're going to get into all of it. We're going to get into the action from yesterday. We're going to get into action from today. And then we're going to look forward into tomorrow. So, like I said, guys, if you guys are new here and you guys love college basketball, leave a follow. We do college football, college basketball. This page is now combined. We're going to do both. I thought I could only do one, but we've really opened up the door for both fans. We're going to do both. So if you're listening on Spotify, this is the first time you've listened to us in a very long time. And it's not college football, it's college basketball. We are going to combine. I think that's the best for our channel going forward, and we're super excited about it, stoked about it. So without further ado, we got to get right into everything that's been going on lately. So first thing, we should just give a conference championship recap. Let's get right into that. I mean, there's a lot to recap. A lot of the mid majors and some of the high conferences have started their tournaments. All the high conferences have, and we can look at the day in the Big 12. We're going to talk about some of these games. BYU, they find a way against West Virginia. One of their best efforts we have seen BYU since Richie Saunders has gone down. Where TCU, Oklahoma State up 3 at the halftime. Is Oklahoma State on the bubble now? That's something that we'll be talking about. Is Oklahoma State on the bubble? Cincinnati completely popped their bubble. We won't even, their coach might be getting fired now. It might be that it was a total collapse. Arizona State, they didn't come out of the tunnel today. They might as well just stayed in because they played 0 today. Bobby Hurley is gone. We'll be talking about that a little bit. Kansas State, they need a head coach. There's a couple Big 12 openings that we're going to be talking about, and who could fill those possibly. Moving on. Some other things that we will be talking about in this podcast. The ACC will be at Virginia Tech and Stanford. They didn't want to play in the tournament this year, unfortunately. The Big Ten, Indiana, they just self-destructed. I mean, there's no two ways you can put about it. I mean, Indiana looked like they were in 2 weeks ago, a week ago, and then when they got beat by Northwestern. I mean, there's a lot of things we have to get into today. So those are our conference championship recaps going into today. Let's give some score updates going on right here. Some score updates. I don't think anything's really gone final as of lately. There's nothing really too much going on. Minnesota is going to get beat by Rutgers. Georgetown is going to pull out a win against DePaul, it looks like. I really thought DePaul was going to win their first game. Oklahoma, Oklahoma looks great. Oklahoma's going to definitely win that game. And Oklahoma State, I mean, they might be on the bubble. And they look great against TCU. So there's a lot of different things we'll be looking on as we get started here. So first off, we're going to start with yesterday. Stanford gets beat. Stanford, as of yesterday on Tuesday, was one of my first two teams out of the tournament. And Stanford got beat by Pitt at the buzzer yesterday. Stanford just played down to Pitt's level the entire game. There's just no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Stanford just didn't want to be in the tournament. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I just have never seen a team melt down the way Stanford. I mean, they had a great player. I was super excited to see if they could make the tournament, to see what he could have, if he could have his March moment. It would have been absolutely awesome to see him have his March moment, and it's just not going to happen. Unfortunately, like I said, I just don't think that Stanford wanted to make it. I mean, obviously they wanted to make it, but the way they played, I mean, you got to give credit to Pitt. Pitt got beat by NC State today, but I love the way Pitt, I love the way Pitt played. They played out of control, but it was they were out of control. They were getting rebounds. They were physical, and Stanford just could not match it. And, this is just another year of Stanford and then their coach goes to the press room and says that, Oklahoma went 7-11 or 6-12 in the SEC. Maybe we should make the tournament. No, that's not going to happen with Stanford. Stanford, they had a huge win against Louisville at home. I mean, losing to Pitt, that's pitiful. They got beat by Cal twice. I mean, Stanford they shot themselves in the foot. Let's just call it how it is. They don't deserve to be in the tournament, and they're not going to be in the tournament. So I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm legitimately not surprised with the effort that they put forth. So quite legitimately just absolutely terrible. So I mean, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about this. Stanford just is not going to be a tournament team, and they're not the only team yesterday in the ACC that decided they didn't want to make the tournament. The next team in the ACC that was my last team in as of yesterday. There's been a lot of swip and swap and all that good stuff. Virginia Tech got upset yesterday by Wake Forest, and Wake Forest had their number. I mean, Virginia Tech. This is a season of what ifs. If you look at what Virginia Tech did the entire year, they got beat on a half-court buzzer beater by SMU. They beat Virginia in 3 overtimes. There's so many games that they were in the last minute or two. They just couldn't pull it out. I mean, they just couldn't pull it out. It's a season of what ifs. I mean, I thought that was a really good roster construction. I really love the way that they played good. They just didn't play good the last 3 minutes, and it's the reason why they will not be in the tournament this year. Unfortunately, they didn't come to play yesterday. I mean, I think it was pretty. I mean, looking at the bubble and where we're at today, if Virginia Tech would have just won yesterday, I think they're probably in right now. I honestly think that Virginia Tech would be in. The problem is they didn't do that. So that did not happen, unfortunately. So, but yeah, you guys, like I said, you guys should leave your comments down below. I'll get to your comments as you guys leave them there. But Virginia Tech just didn't come ready to play, and they got beat. That's just how it goes. Just unfortunate. That's just the way it goes sometimes. So, like I said, those are 2 bubble teams that really, I mean, all they had to do was not choke down the stretch, and they both choked down the stretch, honestly. I mean, Stanford was getting a little bit hot at the end. I'll give them some credit where credit's due. They were getting hot at the end, but it just wasn't enough. And then the next team, this is a team we're going to be talking about in another segment. Texas melts down today. I think that's the only way. I mean, you look at Texas Ole Miss. They played each other in Austin about a month ago, and Ole Miss could not miss in the second half. I mean, Ole Miss probably should have won that game at Austin, but Texas came out and winning that game, which is absolutely huge for them. I'm glad they won that game. And then Texas comes out today, and they don't score for about 5 minutes, 0 offense. I had seen Miller coming from Xavier. I thought there'd be some more offense involved. It didn't work out that way, unfortunately. It just didn't happen that way, and they just could never get all the way back in the game. They would get it down to 8, and then Ole Miss would go on a run, and it just felt like everything was out of whack for Texas. I mean, they just had 0 things going for them. So is Texas in the tournament? I think that's something that we'll be talking about. We'll have a bubble talk, and who's going to be in the tournament right now? We'll talk about my bracketology, all those good things coming up. So we'll be talking about it. I think Texas is a lot closer to being out than they are in. I currently have them in, but I mean, you have a couple bid stealers, like a bid stealer in the Mountain West, a bid stealer like in Florida State. Maybe Florida State goes on a run. I'm not saying they will, but maybe they do. So we'll be definitely keeping track of those things going on. But absolutely, it's just absolutely crazy the amount of teams that do not want to play in March. And then, I mean, we're still talking about choke jobs. We're still going to keep talking about them. Next one. Indiana, complete choke job. Let's go ahead. Let's look at Indiana, the last 5 games of the year. How about we do that? Indiana basketball. Let's see what we look at. Indiana basketball. They got beat by Northwestern today. I mean, there was no fight in the second half. They were up 1 at halftime. They scored 24 points in the second half. They might have the worst point guard in the Big Ten history. I'm not even kidding you. Indiana might have the worst point guard. And yes, some people on here might be coming in here and they know me because I picked Indiana to go to the semifinal of the Big Ten championship. Yes, that was me. Hand up for accountability. I shouldn't have done that. I picked Indiana to go to the semifinal of the Big Ten. I had them beating Purdue. I had them beating Nebraska. We can't even beat Northwestern. Can't even beat Northwestern. And you got to give props to Northwestern. And Northwestern's played 2 complete games. One a complete game against Penn State, and then they just beat Indiana. I mean, they're going to keep rolling. They're going to play Purdue. And, I mean, Northwestern should have beat Purdue a couple nights ago. So that is going to be a very interesting game coming up. I'm excited to see what that game looks like for sure. Definitely coming into that game. But Indiana, let's get back to Indiana. Indiana's last, let's go Indiana's like last 6 games here. Let's just go right here. Get beat by Northwestern. Get beat by Ohio State by 13. Beat Minnesota by 30. Get beat by Michigan State by 13. Get beat by Northwestern by 4. Get beat by Purdue by 30. Get beat by Illinois by 20. I mean, there was just no fight with Indiana at the end of it. There's just zero fight with Indiana, and that's just how it was. Just a complete choke job. They were in the tournament. All they had to do was not choke, and they choked. They choked. Let's just call it they choked hard. It was not good for Indiana, and they're not going to be in the tournament. They're not a tournament team. They had to. I thought they'd win this game, and then maybe they'd have to beat Purdue to feel safe. But like a very bare minimum, I thought they'd win this game. This is like if it's just crazy. I mean, there's so many bubble teams where they just have to beat a bottom feeder team, and they would be a place filler in that last 4 in. And we talked about Stanford, Virginia Tech, Texas. They're in this category, and Indiana. I mean, there's 4 or 5 teams that we're talking about that all they had to do was just beat a bottom feeder conference team to be in the tournament. They didn't do it. I feel for the fan bases of all those teams. I know there's some passionate fans that are probably crashing out tonight, and they should crash out tonight. All they had to do was beat Texas. All he had to beat was the number 15 seed. I mean, Ole Miss. Ole Miss was like 3-13 in the conference. Maybe it was 3-16. I'm not sure exactly. They had 3 wins. They have 4 now. But yeah, absolutely pandemonium. It's just absolutely crazy. It's just crazy. So, but yeah, let's talk now. We finally are going to get to the point of this episode where we're going to talk about winner. We're going to talk about a winner, and we're going to talk about BYU. BYU is finding its groove. BYU yesterday, I was very concerned in how BYU played yesterday. AJ was awesome. He had 40 yesterday against Kansas State. And like I said, their defense was the problem yesterday. And I won't even lie to you guys. I was a little bit worried with BYU coming into this matchup because I didn't know if they could play defense. And man, did they like totally show that they can play defense. The way BYU looked today, is BYU a second weekend team? I mean, are they a second weekend team? I know Richie Saunders has gone down. I think BYU is on the 6th line. I don't see BYU going down unless something crazy happens. BYU is going to be a 6 seed. They're going to play against one of those 3 seeds of like Nebraska, Iowa State, Michigan State. No, Michigan State's on the 2 line, but those are like 2 teams that come to my mind. And Gonzaga. I mean, if they get on the same side as Gonzaga with BYU, Ike versus BYU's post, I mean, that's going to be absolutely fun to watch. I think BYU is a team to watch out for. If this is how they're going to play against West Virginia, the way they played lockdown defense, Davis showed up big time for BYU. He was a 3-point shooter, and he just struggled the entire year. I think he had a stretch where he was 0 for 30 or something crazy like that. And he finally put it all together tonight. You have to give him props for doing that. So big win for BYU. They're finding the groove. I think they've really, they beat Texas Tech, they beat Kansas State, and they just beat West Virginia. I know those 2, West Virginia beat them a couple weeks ago. But this is absolutely huge. I think this is a team to watch out for as March gets going, because if this is and maybe even Houston tomorrow, we'll see. I don't know about that. Playing 3 games in 3 days, and your 3rd game is going to be playing Houston. I don't know. We'll see. I think that will be a very entertaining game. Do they have enough in the tank to win that? We'll definitely see. But I'm excited to see what BYU can do. If they keep playing the way they are, it's been really fun to watch BYU play. And I have been a guy that has been complained about how BYU's been playing. So, next one. Iowa State came to play today. I have my Iowa State hat here for you guys. Iowa State, they were up 37-12 at halftime. It was something crazy like that. Arizona State was a team coming in with a lot of momentum after picking up that win against Baylor in dominant fashion. I love the way that Iowa State looked against Baylor, Arizona State looked against Baylor, and man, Iowa State just crushed every dream. They didn't even mess around. There wasn't even once you get to this conference tournament time, there are teams that hang around and they find a way to win. That was not what Iowa State did. There was never a doubt who was going to win this game after about the first 4-minute timeout. After that, it was all Iowa State for the next 36 minutes of the game. And you got to give them props. If Iowa State's going to play like this, they're going to make a deep run in this tournament, and they might be making a deep run in March. I think this is a team that we need to keep their eyes on. I have them on the 3 line right now. I know that sounds crazy, but, they pick up another, couple wins. They beat Arizona. They play in the championship. They beat Houston. They're definitely a 2 seed. Might have to reevaluate them for a 1. Say if Florida gets beat by Kentucky or Missouri. I don't know. I've seen crazier. So that's definitely something on my radar as the time approaches. So, I mean, it should be really fun. All right. Is this going to be – I got this question from a viewer on one of my TikTok lives, and I wanted to talk about this. Is this going to be a chalky March? If you guys are new to the channel here and don't know what that means, everyone makes college basketball brackets, March Madness brackets, and a lot of people, you usually pick a 12 over 5. Those are like your most common upsets, like a 12 seed over a 5 seed. You'll take a 13 seed to beat a 4 seed. But is this going to be a chalky March? The reason why I bring this up is you look at like a team like Liberty today out of Conference USA. They're the 1 seed. They had 3 losses. They did lose 5 of their last 7 or 3 of their last 5. 3 of their last 6 now. And I thought the Liberty might be able to get a game in the tournament. I love their point guard. I love watching him play. I love what he did against Kennesaw State in the semis last year. I mean, he hit like 9 or 10 threes. He had it going today, not to that level. And they couldn't guard Missouri State's big man. I mean, Missouri State was the 9 seed in the Conference USA. And their big guy just absolutely bullied Liberty. I mean, absolutely bullied him. And the Liberty couldn't do anything about it. And they couldn't get stops in the second half. And, yeah, that was it. And then the freshman from Missouri State hit 2 big threes, dagger threes, to win the game. In terms of, like, it was a dagger. It was a dagger. I mean, Liberty got it down to 3 with, like, a minute to go, and then he would hit a 3. And then they'd go down and score, and then he'd hit a 3, and it was over. But, yeah, Liberty went down. Belmont was another team that I thought could win a game in the tournament. They go down. A team in the SoCon, I think it's UNC Greensboro. I might be saying that wrong. It's not the SoCon, though, because that's Furman. I mean, Eastern Tennessee State, they go down. They get beat by Furman. There's a lot of 1 seeds in these conferences that are getting beat. And I know there's Bruce Pearl. He's sitting on his Turner TNT desk, pounding his fist. Oh, we need to change the mid-major conference and have 9 games in 10 days for the 9th place team. At the end of the day, you need to come ready to play. Once you get to conference championship week, you throw the records out. It doesn't matter what you did in the regular season. It doesn't matter what you did on senior night. It doesn't matter if this is a mid-major tournament, a high-level tournament, or the SEC tournament. When you come to that prospective city and you play in champ week, you throw the records out. Liberty found that out today. Wow, that felt. Sorry, I heard a pop. It was kind of weird. That happened to. Excuse me, I lost my train of thought. That happened to Liberty today. Happened to Belmont. It happened to Navy. Navy got beat by Boston College, or not Boston College, but it was like Boston University or something. Like, once you get to champ week, you throw the records out. It's simple as that. You throw the records out, and you throw the ball out, and you go play for 40 minutes. And some of these 1 seeds, they had great regular seasons. But if you don't show up in March, you're done. I mean, some of those teams they don't qualify for the NIT because of where some of their metrics are. So, yeah, I mean, is this going to be a chalky March? I would say I could see it with all these mid-major 1 seeds lose, or like 1 seeds in their tournament losing. I would say I like Troy. High Point's another team that I would like those 2. I like South Florida if they make it. I think those are 3 teams off the top of my head that I think could make a little bit of a run. Maybe they, make a Sweet 16. But I don't think it's going to be as chalky as it was last year. I think the only 12 seed that won last year was McNeese State. They beat Clemson, but I think that was the only team that got beat off the top of my head. Maybe I'm missing something. Someone can tell me if I'm wrong, but off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that's all it was. So, but yeah, that's what I would say for that. So we are coming down to the end of my episode. So my bubble going into the next day. So this is Wednesday night. I need to check the score before I tell you this. Okay, this is very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I was just looking at the Oklahoma State score. So my bubble going into tomorrow. Let's get that pulled up. Bracketology. Sorry, guys, I don't have it pulled up off the top of my head. Let me get it pulled up for us right here. All right, here we go. So my bubble going into tomorrow, I have. I'm going to switch that around. VCU is my first team, like in terms of close to 11 seed. Yeah. Okay, so here it is. So my last 4 in, I have VCU. I have them really in right now, I would say. Texas is now in the last 4 in. SMU is right on the bubble. And as of right now, I have New Mexico as my last team in. This is something we need to talk about. So that's my last 4 in as of right now. I have VCU. I have Texas. I have SMU. My last team is in right now is New Mexico. The reason why I bring up New Mexico, the Mountain West, there's going to be a bid stealer in the Mountain West. We don't really talk about the Mountain West, and I should talk more about them. The Mountain West is very interesting. I'm sure you guys have known in the past, the Mountain West normally gets at least 2 to 3 teams in the tournament like the last couple of years. I think they got like 5, maybe 1 year as well. The Mountain West is currently projected to have 1 team, I guess 2 teams now in Utah State. I think they're a lock. They're a lock to make the tournament. And then everyone else is kind of looking on the outside, looking out. For me, I have New Mexico as my last team in. New Mexico is I think New Mexico, San Diego State, if those 2 teams play in the semifinal, I think we're at the point that the winner of San Diego State and New Mexico will be in the winner of that game, no matter if they win the tournament or not. The winner of that game will be in March Madness. I think we are to that point with so many bubble teams losing. I mean, the only team that's really still in the mix would be New Mexico, San Diego State, VCU, and Auburn. I think that's the current list right now. Oklahoma State, that's a team that I have my eye on right now. Oklahoma State is up 4 with 8 minutes to go. The TCU kind of is making this a game. Oklahoma State, if they beat TCU, I think they're right on Oklahoma State. I think they're right on the bubble. Maybe Oklahoma, they're playing South Carolina. Maybe they're on the bubble. I mean, the bubble's a mess right now. I'm to the point that let's just have Belmont and let's just have these Conference 1 seeds that won the regular season. Let's just have them in the tournament. I mean, the bubble is absolutely crazy right now. It's absolutely crazy. So let's check up on some action before we hop off this episode. Like I said, guys, if you guys are currently watching this or you're watching this tomorrow or on Spotify, if you guys could leave a like and subscribe to the channel, goes a long way. We are building these channels up 1 brick at a time. So it goes a long way for the channel, big time. Let's give you guys some scores. Oklahoma State's up 4 right now. 3 now. TCU's at the foul line. Some other scores. Clemson's up 10 on Wake Forest. Clemson could definitely make a run in the ACC. Oklahoma's up 10. Florida Atlantic's up 6 on Temple. And those are the only games going on. UC Davis and UC Santa Barbara hasn't started. Idaho and Montana, that game is going to get going at about 9:40 tonight. That's a very interesting game. Idaho is the 7th seed in the Big Sky. So if they win that game, that's crazy. So let's see. Cincinnati gets beat. They're probably going to fire their coach. Liberty goes down. Let's see. Cal is on the bubble. They're out of the bubble now. And, that's basically your bubble right now. That's where we are. If you guys are watching this right now, appreciate everyone that's been on here. Let's look at the comment section. Let's see if I didn't miss anything. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're going to hop off, guys. Appreciate you coming on live. We're going to be back live tomorrow. That's my live look at the bubble. I think, actually, here it is. Final 4 in right now. The last 4 in, I would have VCU. I would have Texas, SMU, New Mexico. My first team out as of right now would be Auburn. Gosh dang it. Auburn would be my first team out. I would have Oklahoma State as my second team out and put San Diego State as my third team out. The reason why I don't have Stanford, Virginia Tech, or Indiana, I think they're eliminated. I don't think there's a path for them to make it. They're eliminated. They're off the bubble. I think those are the 3 teams that are currently looking out that have a chance to make it into that last 4 in. So that's what we're looking like. We'll see where we are tomorrow. And thank you guys for watching this, and we'll be back here tomorrow night.